This house looked perfect. Brand new roof, impact windows, a kitchen straight out of a designer magazine. You walk in and everything is move-in ready. But there's one record that these buyers pulled that made this beautiful home practically worthless. And the seller never saw it coming. It wasn't the inspection, it wasn't the appraisal, it was the home's permit history. And what they found was an addition that was never permitted. A garage turned into a bedroom. A new roof installed under a permit that expired and was never closed out. An enclosed patio that no inspector ever signed off on. Hundreds of square feet that the county doesn't even recognize. Work that no insurance company in Florida wants to touch. And before you think that it's just about the permits, it isn't. The homes that get hit the hardest in South Florida usually have one thing in common: hidden issues buyers don't discover until it's too late. Today, we're starting with the biggest ones that I see. I'm going to show you 3 things that this one record reveals, exactly how to pull it yourself while in due diligence period, and why this can be the difference between a smart purchase and a home that is difficult to insure, difficult to finance, and difficult to sell. I'm Joel Poulin, and I sell real estate right here in Palm Beach County, so like and subscribe so we can stay connected. Let me show you how this plays out. Here's the scenario. A buyer finds a home in one of those prime established neighborhoods. Big lots, mature trees, the kind of street that everybody wants to live on. The house was built in the late 70s, but you'd never know it because the investor poured real money into it. And to be fair, this wasn't a lipstick on a pig type of a flip. New kitchen, new bathrooms, new flooring, updated systems, real craftsmanship, the kind of home where you walk in and immediately feel that somebody cared about the work that they did. The buyers loved it. Great street, great bones, beautiful finishes. They were ready to move forward, so they go under contract. And then we start doing the real work. We pull the property's permit history, and that's where everything starts changing. Because the gorgeous primary suite off the back of the house, no permit. The garage that's now a 4th bedroom, no permit. The new roof that the listing bragged about, the permit was pulled, the work started and completed, but nobody called for a final inspection and the permit expired. And that bright, beautiful enclosed patio, the county has no record it even exists. On paper, this isn't the house shown in the photos. It's hundreds of square feet smaller because the county only recognizes what was properly permitted. Now, let me explain why this matters so much, and specifically why it matters in Florida. Right now, insurance companies are scrutinizing older homes more than ever. They're looking closely at roofs, electrical systems, plumbing, additions, and major renovations. If a 4-point inspection reveals an unpermitted addition or a converted garage, you don't just risk paying a higher premium. You can be denied coverage entirely. You can lose financing. And if that unpermitted portion of the home suffers damage in a storm, you may find yourself in a fight over coverage when you need it the most. Then there's financing. Many lenders won't lend against a property with open permits or any major unresolved permit issues. So even if you love the house, your lender may not. Then there's title. A lot of buyers just assume that title insurance protects them here. It doesn't. Title insurance generally does not cover open permits, expired permits, or unpermitted improvements. And then there's value. This is where things really sting. That 2,400 square foot home that you fell in love with, the county may only recognize 1,800 square feet of it. The seller priced it at 2,400 square feet, and now you're paying the difference. The county may only recognize 1,800 square feet. The seller priced it as a 2,400 square foot home, but the appraiser may not. That gap suddenly becomes your problem. And if the municipality decides to enforce the issue, you may have to bring the work up to current code. You may need engineers, architects, permits, inspections, and in some cases, a portion of the work may need to be removed entirely. I've seen permit problems delay closings for months. I've seen buyers inherit 6-figure repair obligations. And on waterfront properties, I've seen unpermitted seawalls and dock issues become extraordinarily expensive. That's how a beautiful home can become practically worthless to the wrong buyer. And here's what most people don't realize. This isn't just additions and garage conversions. In South Florida, it is a long list. Pools, screen enclosures, electrical panel upgrades, whole house repipes, tankless water heaters, boat lifts, docks, seawalls, tiki huts. I've seen all of it. And on waterfront homes, these issues become even more serious because now you're not just dealing with the city, you're dealing with environmental regulations, state agencies, and submerged land requirements. An unpermitted seawall isn't a weekend project. It can easily become a 6-figure conversation. And by the way, if you're thinking about moving in South Florida, make sure that you're subscribed. These are exactly the kinds of issues that I cover in this channel because they're the things that cost buyers the most money. Now let me explain why so many people miss this. A home inspection tells you about the condition, the roof, the AC, the the plumbing, the electrical. Is it working? How old is it? That's important. You should always get a home inspection. But permit history answers a completely different question. It tells you whether the city or the county recognizes the work that was done, whether permits were pulled, whether inspections were completed, whether projects were finalized properly. Those are two completely different investigations. So make sure that you're using an inspector that does both. A spotless inspection alone does not mean the paperwork is clean, and a lot of buyers mistakenly assume it does. One of the reasons why I'm particularly sensitive to this is because before I got into real estate, I spent more than a decade working in construction. So when I walk into a property and I see a converted garage, a room addition, or another major renovation, I'm automatically asking whether the paperwork matches the work. Because if it doesn't, eventually somebody is going to have to deal with it. Not every permit issue is a deal killer. Many small issues can be resolved after the fact, but major additions, garage conversions, structural work, and expired roof permits are the ones that deserve serious attention before contingencies are removed. So what do you do? 3 things. Number 1, always pull the permit history and run a lien and code enforcement search before your inspection period ends. A lot of this can be done online in just a few minutes. Think about that. You're making a $1 million decision and spending just a few dollars to verify the public record. It might be the most important research that you do. Number 2, know where to look. And this is exactly where out-of-state buyers get tripped up. If the property is in unincorporated Palm Beach County, you'll find the records through the county's planning, zoning, and building department. But if the property is inside a municipality like Jupiter, Boca Raton, Delray Beach, or Palm Beach Gardens, or West Palm Beach, those records are maintained by the city. Palm Beach County has 39 municipalities, 39 different building departments, so you need to know which door to knock on. I'll put helpful links in the description below. Number 3, work with an agent who makes this part of the process before problems appear. The deal I described wasn't saved by luck, it was saved by process. Pulling permit history is something we do on every property, every time, while buyers are still in their due diligence period, so that they don't get caught without recourse. Let me zoom out for just a second, because this is bigger than just permits. Some of the most expensive mistakes that buyers make in South Florida real estate aren't hidden behind the walls. They're hidden in the public records. They don't show up in the listing photos. They don't show up on Zillow. And many times they don't even show up on the seller disclosures. Not because someone's trying to hide something, but often because the current owner bought the property the exact same way and never knew either. The people who avoid these problems aren't lucky. They simply slow down and ask better questions and pull better information before they hand over their money. The good news is that most of these issues can be discovered before closing. That's why every property that my clients seriously consider goes through the same process before we remove contingencies. If you're thinking about buying or selling anywhere in South Florida and want help identifying issues before they become expensive problems, reach out. My number's in the description below. Call me or text me anytime. I'm always happy to help. I'm Joel Poulin, and my goal is simple: to help you know more so that you can move better. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.